Hello and welcome back to Balance While Blooming. Today we are doing a monthly budget closeout. So this was our budget from January 22nd to February 26th. Obviously anything we spend on February 26th is going to go into next month, but any bills that come out on the 26th will go in here, if that makes sense. So be a lookout for March's budget. It's going to be a little bit different, but let's see. As we budget zero base, let's see if we have any rollover or where we can put our extra money this month if we stayed within budget. So first things first, we always talk about our income. I will show you guys quickly our actual amounts after at the end, but for now we will just put in the rounded number as close to possible. And of course, with income, I round down, and with expenses, I round up, just to make it as round of numbers as possible for it to be easy to add up. For our income, if you don't know, my husband gets paid weekly, I get paid bi-weekly. We rent out a few rooms in our house. We pulled a few thousand from our savings, and we sold our car last month, so in January, and that was rollover for our car budget this month. Let's look at the actual numbers. It was a good month for my husband. We are going with last year's numbers, which we know are not accurate because he got a raise, but I think it's easier because it's still fluctuating hours to know it that way. And then $1,550. I do get paid a little bit more than this, but this is the easiest way for me to be able to do it. This month, actually, our tenants only give us $1,000. We're waiting for their taxes for them to give us back rent, which is fine. Of course, from savings was the exact amount. And for the cart, it was actually $1,890. But let's figure out how we did. It looks like based off everything being more other than our rent, that we actually made more than $13,000 with our savings, the car sale, and all of our income. So let's add that up. Okay, not bad at all. So we have $13,410. So that is in the green this month. So our income, we did well. We made more. Wow. There we go. We did well, so we actually made more, which is great. Now, let's jump right into our bills and expenses. Of course, these are pretty normal for us. We have our rent, a water bill, internet, electricity, all of those things, groceries, our gym, gas. Our health insurance is not this much. It's just we try to pay months in advance and then try to be able to not pay at the end of the year is basically my goal, is to have a few months at the end of the year when we do our mass savings push to not have to pay our health insurance, which is about $300 a month ish. So let's see how these broke down. So of course we have rent, which is always the same. We did not have a water bill this quarter. Internet stayed at $115. Phone bill $35. Electricity, we actually paid $310, which was the difference from what our landlord pays and what the bill was. But we did well. We only spent $730 on groceries. Of course, the gym was $52 as always. Gas, we went under barely, but we went under for $245. We paid a lot more because we had some extra funds, which you'll see, and then $25 for our subscriptions. So you can see that we underspent in some places and overspent in others. That looks like a 6. That's a 5. Sorry, guys. I feel like I'm writing messy today. So let's add this up and see if we're under our $3,910. That is $3,000 $847. We even stayed under in this category, which is great. So we're in the green on this to still be positive because we used less than what we thought. Now let's talk about how much we actually paid towards our extra car payments and how much we paid in our car payment, and then jump right into our sinking and savings funds, as these are where it gets more variable and where we're gonna have to cross our fingers that we did a good job. Okay, so going right into our debt payments, we had 3 this month just based off how our bi-weekly paychecks came, and that's the last payment that's coming out on the 26th, so I know what it is because it's the same every month. So we actually only spent $475, and then we did, so proud of us, spend that $3,500 for $3,000 of it to go over here. So I don't know why I need this, but I like doing it for you guys. Plus the $475. Of course, it's $3,475, so we saved $5 there. Well, now here is where it comes down to, will we stay in the positive or will we go into the negative? So what you do to figure that out is you take your income, so $13,410 minus your bills and expenses, 3847, minus your debt, so 3475 equals. So we need to stay, to make this in the green, we would need to stay, what am I doing? You need to stay under $6,088 to make this 0. Right? To keep this 0, which means you broke even, nothing extra saved, and you did not overspend. So that's what we need to stay under between all of our savings and our spending. That's really good because as long as we stayed in budget, you are actually in the positive, almost like $400-ish. So let's see how this all broke down. We had all of these categories and did not add anything else, which is good. Normally I have to add something. We did have, for our other and miscellaneous, we did have to bring one of our cats to the vet, so just keep that in mind when you see this number. It is pretty large. For dining out, his and hers, all of that, we did really well. We only spent $395. That's awesome. That's almost half. Obviously it's a little bit more, but that's okay. It's $400. We almost did $200 that we did not spend. Now here is where we break the bank. $730. We went $300 over budget, but we saved $200 here, so we're still in a good spot. This is a big one, so let's save that one. This one's a big one. How did we do on our anniversary trip? We did really well. We only spent $30 more, and the funniest part is it's a $30 accidental non-refundable. Just if anything happens, it was our waiver that we did. $30. So we realistically would have stayed under the $600 without that waiver, but we wanted to be safe, wanted to make sure we had that. Now let's go into home. We actually didn't do much of our home project, and we did not get a lot of the materials ahead of the time, but we did have a few things, like we had a faucet go, we had a few little small things for our house and maintenance and everything to get ready for that project, but there is about $600 saved, so we're still good. But let's see how much we actually spent on our car. Our car, we actually only spent $1,630, so we have all this money left over. So let's see what this all adds up to, and then what we did with our extra money and what we plan to do if and when we're in the positive. Not bad at all. That added up to even less, which is great. $3,765. Now we did end up saving a little bit for the home project and putting it into our sinking funds. We decided to save $500 for that, just on the side, and then moved some of our savings around into the sinking fund, so we pretty much are fully funded for this home project, which is so exciting. what does those add up to? So you have 500 plus only comes out to $4,265. $4,265. I'm all over the place. So let's figure out exactly how much we have left over. We have a grand total of $1,823 left as excess. So I do recommend waiting and seeing what we're going to do with this for March, but I can tell you we are moving more money from our savings. Our emergency fund, if you watched that video, there was just too much in there at this time. We have 3 months worth still in there, and we have a really high car payment. So I do want to move this money and a few other money around to be able to pay off that car as soon as possible. So keep that in mind. We also have our taxes coming up, so that is something I do. This is the first time being married that we're doing our taxes, so I'm holding $1,000 for that aside. You'll see that in the budget as well. Just know that our situation is unique, and this is the last time that you guys can get this template for free. I get rid of everything other than the categories. So if you guys want that, either DM me on Instagram or email me. They're both linked in the description, and you can get your template and start your monthly budget. But let me share with you guys income here, and then we have all of our rents and expenses with the plus or minuses. Then we have our savings, and then we have our savings, and then our debt. So that's all here, and it brings down even more. Okay, over here is all of our expenses, everything broken down. Start your financial journey. This is just one area of life that you are balancing. We are a dual income. As I said, dual income. We have a family, so I have a stepson, we have a child. We have a house of 6, so we have all the toiletries, all of that. So our grocery bill might be higher than yours, or we stocked up last month. You know what I mean? Everything fluctuates, and make sure that you are staying on top of your finances. Of course, use this video as motivation to not only save, get your projects, and understand that it is possible to budget no matter what type of money you make, and that you can be in control of your money, but also understand that you're on your own journey. This is just my journey. I like sharing our finances with you. I don't get into the nitty-gritty, but I do like to share with you guys exactly what we're spending to a point, and see the realistic of, okay, yeah, we thought it was gonna be a lot more money. We thought we'd be able to do this. So realistically, we spent $800, right? Because almost $900 for our $1,000. So it kind of equals out. But finding the balance between your wants, your needs, and focusing on your income and paying off that debt is so important. And if you don't have an emergency fund, I do recommend watching the video that I just posted the other day, and that you enjoyed Finance February. It is done and over. We're back at it with personal development, growth, loving yourself, and just learning to balance all areas of your life. And so March is going to be huge. It is my 1-year wedding anniversary, and our budget will be coming out probably next week. And I hope that you guys subscribe for all sorts of videos on every area of your life. Keep blooming, keep balancing your life, and do all the things you want to do with the things you need to do. And I will see you guys soon. Bye, guys.